Hey everybody, it's Wreckmaster here, and I'm going to be doing Cinema 4D Setup Part 2. Alright, so in the first one I went over how, what all these buttons meant over here. And, now I'm going to go over some more buttons. And I realized at the end of my video last time, there was a black box, and yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna go over what's over here. So last time we had a squid, and this time we had a I have a building model that I made just the other day. I think it was Saturday that I made it. And as you can see, we have my building, we have my windows. This is not rendered. For you, most people probably will know this, but when you render something, and this is not the how it's gonna look in the end and whatnot. So let's get a little more in depth with some stuff. So I'm gonna go to File and New Project. So, alright, this button right here up top is the, you could now let's just make a cube. And you could turn the view of what you want, so below, above, side, and then scroll in and out. You could either use the button next to it, this one, or you can just use the middle button on your mouse, or if you're using the touchpad, the right side, usually it is. And next to it is one pan left and right, and I'm pretty sure alt, and then you click and then it drags it, yeah, and then I don't know the other ones. Probably find them out. That's what those do. Now up here is your move thing. If you select your cube, or even click it right here, you could this one right here that's highlighted, this is your current tool right here. This one tells you what tool you're using, and here's our recent tools. But for now it's move, so move it right on the x-axis is red, z-axis is blue, y-axis is green. So it says it right there, and it says it also down here in the bottom left corner. So you can move it whichever way, left, right, and stuff. And then next to that is the size button. Alright, when you first set up Cinema 4D, it'll look, the size button and even the move button will have these little squares on them. This will only happen if you go to the left side of your screen. See this right here, this button that's highlighted? If that's highlighted, they will go away if you choose any of the other buttons. I'll explain those later. But in here, so you take the x-axis, or the right side, and you could squish it down using the smaller square, and then you can move this, and then you can move this, and you can make it thinner, fatter. But I'm gonna go redo it. And if you use any of the other ones, it'll just make it bigger or smaller. Alright. And the next one's to rotate. This will not rotate your screen, it'll rotate the object you have. So rotating it left, right. See the degrees is right there. All the way 360, go back 0, and yeah. So I'm just gonna go back. Also over to the left is these other buttons I'm going to explain now. This one right here is the point selection. So you go into the cube, you're going to click this button. This is free selection rectangle, and then the other ones. You can choose free selection. And I'm going to do, I'm going to go to this cube. Let me go to cube. I think it's where is it? I always forget where it is. There we go. I'm gonna go to, I think, structure it is. No, function. Where is it? It's not using me. Letting me. That's weird. Not sure why it's letting me not do anything. Oh. Sorry guys, now remember, you're gonna have to press C on your keyboard to make it an editable object. So you can edit it further. And it'll have this tag right here on the right side next to where it says cube. It'll come up as a triangle with 3 dots, meaning it's a polygon object, and it's gonna have this dot right here. This thing. You can always delete it with the delete button. And that's how you're gonna have to delete all of your objects. You're gonna have to go to the right side, highlight it, and press delete. Otherwise, there's no other way to delete it except for undoing. So you're gonna have to make an editable object, and then you're gonna go to function, subdivide, which divides it into further smaller squares that you can edit. So now you see we have a bunch. You could edit further. Now we have a bunch of squares on it. Over here on the left, this first button is the point selector. So you're going to go up here, you're going to click your live select tool. It'll show up there which one you're using, and you could select certain points. So the ones that are highlighted is the one you selected. So I'm going to choose this top row, and if you hold it down you can do it, or you press I think shift and you could add them. So whichever points are highlighted, now I could drag these points out, and as you can see it makes sort of a T, and I accidentally added one here at the bottom right, and I just slanted the screen. That's cool. Okay, whatever. And then I could drag them backwards and push it in, sort of, so I could have that effect right there. Or with the points I choose, I can go up. I can either right click, or I can go to structure, and then there's a thing. This is extrude, and then you just click anywhere on the screen, and then you can extrude the points, which won't really do anything unless you connect them, which will, and this will mostly work with the this is the mostly work with the line selector and this other selector. This one does not the spaces between the points, not entire faces. So I'm gonna go back to my live selection tool, and this will select these, and then I can do this, move them wherever I want, and move this back, and then I'm gonna go to extrude, and then I can extrude it, the points, and it's an awkward selection. Once again, it's extrude's gonna mostly work the best with the faces. And then we're gonna go to the last button on the bottom, which is the face selector. Go to my live selection tool, and you could do faces, like each individual square. If you do the face selector when you don't do when you don't subdivide, it'll just, like for a cube, it'll do an entire side. So now I'm going to go to first of all, I can move this out, in, up, down, and then I can go to extrude, and then I could extrude each part. See, on the left side I extruded some, and that's extruding it out. I could extrude it in too. See what I'm saying? And or I can do live selection tool. Let's not get the right side this time. I'm going to use matrix extrude, which extrudes each individual plane, usually in a different direction. That's how I made the squid tails before. I'm going to go to matrix extrude, and I'm just going to drag. And whoa, this was long. Ooh. Okay, that's way too long. It's like herp and goes all the fucking way down here. That's cool. but as you can see, it did each individual one differently. Kind of weird pattern. I don't know. That didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. It really didn't work as well as I hoped, but you know, life's gotta suck it up. So wrapping up to an end here. This is also the button to make it editable. I think I went over most setup parts. Next episode, I believe, is gonna be probably textures, and then maybe after that, keyframing, and then modeling in the future. So, love you guys. So comment, subscribe, and like for more videos like this and more tutorials. And comment what kind of tutorial you would like me to do. If not, I will continue with the list I just presented. So thank you for watching. And I also almost forgot. I didn't mention the render button, which is this one right here. You render it, which will give you the final image of what it will look like at the time. And then the second one is it'll bring up this little one, and then you can save the image, and this will make your final one. That's what it's gonna look like, my building, and stop render, and this is what it's gonna look like on the screen. So, and my last one, I'm not sure what it really is, but I'll go over render settings in a different one. So thank you everyone for watching, and have a nice day, sirs and ladies.